Welcome. Good afternoon. This is Eliza Boné, founder of the Essential Pearl. And today I thought I would share some information about our July promotions. And I will be sharing some tips, some recipes, the uses and benefits of the oils. But anything I share is not evaluated by the FDA, and the information is not to treat or diagnose or cure or prevent any disease. This information is for educational and informational purposes only. So let's get started with our free product of the month, and that is cypress. Cypress is an aromatic and topical essential oil, and you can get it free between the 1st and the 15th of July with your order of 125 points on the loyalty reward program. Now, this is a cone-bearing evergreen tree, and it is often used in cemetery landscaping. I don't know if you've noticed that, but it's very common because it has historical use, that cypress is the symbol of mourning, but also the symbol of hope. Now, we get our cypress from Spain and Kenya, and it is primarily from the prune branches of the distilled. This is how it's distilled. So this allows the farmers to get revenue and not have to wait up to 20 years to receive that revenue, because that's how long it usually takes to get these trees to maturity. So whenever they are pruning their cypress trees, they use the leaves of the tree to distill this essential oil. Now, the chemistry in cypress is going to make it grounding, but also invigorating. And you'll notice that cypress is frequently used by massage therapists. It's also used in spas. And again, it's distilled from the leaves of the cypress tree. And it takes about 9 pounds of leaves to make one 15 milliliter bottle. And the aroma is very fresh. It's green, it's bright, it's woody, smells wonderful. And something I love is that it has 2 different types of species. And this is something that doTERRA is known for. For example, the frankincense has 4 species of the boswellia resin. And then the copaiba also has, several species. I believe it's 4 species also. So now the cypress has 2 species. And so this helps by making it more of a sustainable source, but also it's going to improve and amplify the qualities and the benefits of the essential oil, because you're getting a more well-rounded chemistry when you're using different species. So this is really wonderful, and I love that doTERRA does this. Now, here are some of the ways that you can use cypress. Really great for bad circulation. So a couple of drops on the bottom of your feet in the morning and at night. Also, if you have any type of urinary infection or urinary tract or bladder infection, you can massage a couple of drops with a carrier oil like fractionated coconut oil over your bladder, and just repeat this about every 2 hours until the symptoms dissipate. For bone spurs, just apply it directly to that area. Concussion, a couple of drops with a carrier oil to the back of the neck, the back of the skull, as well as the shoulders. For restless leg syndrome, just massage some with carrier on the bottom of your feet, of the calves, as well as the upper legs. For bedwetting, this can sometimes be an issue for little ones. You can apply some neat over the bladder. It's a very gentle oil, but you can dilute it if you prefer, a little bit over the bladder before bed. For tense or tired muscles, if you mix it with some grapefruit and a carrier, it makes an excellent oil for just having an invigorating and soothing massage. Inspired gardening. Apply a couple of drops of cypress to your chest before you go out and start gardening. And this just helps you feel more energetic, have more vitality. And being out in the garden, out in the sun, it could be a little draining. It can cause some fatigue. And so using the cypress this way can just help us have a lot more vitality when we're out there in the garden. Also a great oil to use as a pre-workout boost. So prior to a long run or maybe a long bicycle experience, just apply it to your legs and to your feet so you can have that energetic boost and really support your muscles. Plus, for oily skin, add a couple of drops to your facial toner. And that is just a couple of ways you can use cypress. There's just so many different uses for cypress, and just wanted to give you a couple of different ideas as to how you can use it. And of course, I'd like to cover the emotional support that our essential oils offer. Now, if you are trying to minimize feelings of being controlling or having a lot of fear, if you're very perfectionistic, if you feel like you're very rigid or stuck or tense, not just you, but maybe somebody in your family or someone you're working with, and you want to have more flexibility, more trust, have more flow in your life, be more adaptable, then cypress is the oil for you. The monoterpenes it contains, the chemistry it contains, one of them is called alpha pinene, and this is very restorative. And so it helps create energetic flow as well as emotional catharsis. And it teaches our soul how to let go of the past. It helps us move with the flow of life, and a really great oil to use if we're just kind of feeling stuck. Maybe it's mentally or emotionally, we just feel stuck. Let's introduce a little bit of cypress to help us with that process. It can help encourage individuals cast their worries aside, let go of control, and step out of the way to allow life to flow freely and to have more trust in the actual flow of life. So these are some of the tips and suggestions offered by the book Essential Emotions, your guide to assimilating, letting go, and living in freedom. So use it aromatically, whether it's directly from the bottle, couple of drops in your hands, rub, and then cup around your nose and inhale, or of course, just use a diffuser. And if you use it topically, you can apply it to the bottom of your feet or along your spine for that emotional support. Here are some diffuser recipes. If you want to take a screenshot, if you're watching the recording, then why don't you pause this video so you can write these down. But I always love to use diffusers throughout my home, depending on what I'm working on, what I need help with, what's happening in my life. And it's really nice to have a variety of different diffuser recipes that highlight different oils and the properties that those oils can bring to the table. So here are 7 different recipes you can try with the cypress as the key oil. Let's move on to our oregano. This is 10% off throughout the month of July. And this is an oil that is aromatic, topical, as well as internal. But beware, oregano is a very hot and very spicy oil. So make sure that whenever you use it topically or internally, that it is very, very well diluted. This oregano is just, it packs such a punch, and it has a very sharp and herbaceous and spicy aroma, and it is sourced from Turkey. And we use approximately 2 pounds of oregano leaves to create 1 15 milliliter bottle of oregano essential oil. And this bushy perennial is dating back to ancient times. It was a plant used a lot in the Greek and the Roman empires, and the word oregano itself is derived from the Greek word oreganon, which means brightness or joy of the mountains. This oil is also known as the oil of humility, and it was revered by ancient Greeks for its taste and its countless health benefits. The father of modern medicine, Hippocrates, which was the Greek physician, he used the oil of oregano in his practice to support the health of his patients. So oregano is from the distillation of the leaves, and it's very high in a couple of chemical constituents. Two of them are carbachol and thymol, and they have very powerful cleansing properties. And so this is one of the best oils you can use to cleanse your home. Out of all the oils in the essential oil world, this one is pretty potent and a great disinfectant. It can also be used internally to support our immune system, our digestion, as well as our respiratory function, and is very high in antioxidants. Let's see some of the ways that we can use oregano. So we can create a natural surface spray just by adding about 10 drops of oregano to a 16-ounce spray bottle, and then just fill the rest with some distilled water. If you wanted to, you could add a little bit of vinegar, and this will cleanse and disinfect and purify your surfaces, and it's safe to use on natural stone as well. Some oils aren't, but this one is. In your cooking, 1 drop is equivalent to approximately 1 tablespoon of the ground spice. So you can add it in your cooking, in your favorite dishes. However, be very careful that you don't overdo it, because it can ruin your dish. If 2 or 3 drops fall into your dish, I either recommend putting that 1 drop on a spoon and then mixing it into your dish, so accidentally 2 or 3 don't come out of the bottle. But the better way is actually to use a toothpick, a wooden toothpick. So I put the toothpick inside the orifice reducer. I turn it upside down, let it absorb, the wood absorb some of the oil, and then I use the toothpick and I swirl it in my dish. And then I taste it. And if I need a little more, then I get a brand new toothpick, and then I repeat the process again. Because sometimes 1 drop is just way too much, because oregano is really potent. So be very careful when cooking with this oil. Now, seasonal threats, immune support, digestive support, you can take it internally. So adding 1 to 2 drops in a vegetable capsule, but do not take oregano more than 10 days consecutively because of the thymol. Thymol can be very harsh on the liver. And so you can take it for about 10 days consecutively if you're working on something specific. You're trying to get over some type of infection, but then take a break. So take a break for about 2 weeks, and then you can resume taking it again for another 10 days. So just be very cognizant of that. Now, antioxidant support, again, in veggie caps or in a cup of water. Digestive support, same use. Oregano is also a great oil to enhance. If you really wanted to enhance the properties of oregano, there are certain oils that have properties that will create a synergistic effect of the oils. One of those enhancers or drivers or oils that create that synergy is peppermint. So when you add peppermint to other oils, it usually creates a synergistic effect that enhances the properties of each of those oils when they're together versus the properties they have by themselves individually. So this is something that you might want to keep in mind. If you really wanted to boost the properties of an oil, just add some peppermint to it. Now, warts. You can apply oregano directly to your warts with a toothpick or maybe even a Q-tip, and just get it directly on the wart, not on the surrounding skin. And do that undiluted about twice a day for 2 to 3 weeks, and it will start to dry it out, and then it'll just fall off. So it's a really great one to use for that. Joint pain, massage 1 drop heavily diluted with a carrier to the affected area, and then also take 1 drop internally. If there are any type of infections going on or threats, then you can use this almost like a natural antibiotic, 1 to 3 drops in a capsule. And again, do not take more than 10 consecutive days. If there is severe lung congestion, if there's a cough, like pneumonia, anything like that, then you can use it in the diffuser and sit near the diffuser for a few minutes so that you can inhale that aroma. And also heavily diluted, rub some oregano on the bottom of the feet. And you can also rub some on the chest. So again, a lot more ways to use oregano, but then these are just a couple ideas so that you have some options to choose from depending on what kind of support you need. And we are going to cover emotional support with oregano as well. And some of the negative emotions are negative attachments. If we have issues with pride, if we're very opinionated or stubborn or controlling, and we're trying to work on some of these emotions and have more humility, not feel so attached to things or people, be more willing, more teachable, more flexible, we can use the oil of oregano because it helps to remove blocks. It helps to clear negative attachments, just general negativity, negative energy. And it also helps us when we have that need to be right, or we're very rigid with our opinions or our beliefs. It dispels materialism, attachment that hinders growth and progress. And it can even encourage us when we're using oregano to end toxic relationships, to maybe quit an oppressive job, or even end a destructive habit. So a lot of great things we can do with the support of oregano on an emotional level. You can use this aromatically, topically, as well as internally. Here are a couple of DIYs for oregano. You can create an immunity booster shot with 2 drops oregano, 1 teaspoon raw honey, a juice of a fresh lemon, 1 drop of lemon essential oil, about 1 inch of fresh ginger, and then 2 tablespoons of water. Just blend it all. Once it's nice and smooth, have a shot and drink it in the morning. You can even make a minty herb mouthwash with 1 drop oregano, 5 drops peppermint, 2 drops cinnamon in 2 cups of spring water. Mix that really well, put it in a glass bottle, and then you can swish about 2 teaspoons for about 30 seconds and then spit it out. Avoid swallowing, and you can use this daily. It'll be very antiseptic for your mouth, kill all of that bacteria, and also just support the health of your mouth and your gums and even your immune system. So a great mouthwash to try, especially if you're battling something actively, some type of environmental or seasonal threat. The mouthwash could really help with that. Now, a couple of announcements before we conclude. You probably, if you're watching me live here on Facebook, you noticed that I did a live yesterday regarding our new sun collection, which is going to be part of our permanent inventory. So this is not a temporary promo. This is going to be available from now on. And we've been waiting years to have a natural sunscreen collection. So as of yesterday, July 1st, we have the Face and Body Sunscreen Stick with SPF 40, the Face and Body Mineral Sunscreen Lotion with SPF 30, and then the spray as well. And all of these are now available through your wholesale account. And I encourage you to watch the recording if you're on YouTube of the presentation of these new products, or if you are on Facebook, you can watch the live session that was recorded yesterday, because I talk a little bit about how SPF works and UVB and UVA rays and the different hero ingredients that are in these products. The After Sun Spray will be available on August 1st. And this is going to hydrate the skin, nourish the skin, because when we're out in the sun, especially during the summer months, our skin can just get really battered and weathered and dried out and cracked. So the after sun spray is going to be very restorative, and we're all excited to get that in a month or so. I wanted to just remind everyone about the Amavi Mini Fragrance Collection for men. There are still some available. This was released last month, and I bought my first little kit for my husband as a gift. I put a little bow on it, and he absolutely loved it. I love it because you get 3 different types of scents, and they're all very high quality without all the toxic ingredients. And so last week, he just asked me, I don't want to run out. Can you please get me another set? So I bought him a second set. And so now he's like, I think I'm going to need a third set because I want to make sure I have this for a little while. I really like them. And, and they are small. So they're great for travel, to put in your briefcase, to put in your backpack. And I really enjoyed the scent, but my husband absolutely loved all of these. So just wanted to remind you that there's still some of those available. And through July, August, and September, doTERRA has extended their new enrollment incentives. So if you have friends, if you have family, if you have anybody you care about that may be struggling with some health issues, don't forget about doTERRA. You can give an enrollment as a gift. You can also encourage them to get started with their own account. And so doTERRA is offering 100, when you enroll with 100 points, and all the kits basically that doTERRA offers for new members are going to be 100 points. So all of them are going to qualify. And then the following month, if they order 100 points on the loyalty reward program, doTERRA will give them $50 in free product. So they'll give them free points, 50 points, and then they can purchase whatever they want with those $50. The other great thing is that doTERRA is now allowing individuals to create their own kit and get a free membership. So usually in the past, and when there's not a promotion happening, if individuals personalize a kit, then they also have to pay the membership, which is $35. But with any personalized orders that are 150 points or above, they're going to get that membership for free. So think about anybody that might need some natural support, that would maybe appreciate a gift membership, or that is really willing to address their health issues with some natural options. Just reach out to them or reach out to the person that enrolled you, and they can connect with them and see if they're ready to really start working on some natural alternatives. Another reminder regarding doTERRA's convention, before we know it, it's going to be September, just like that. I mean, time goes by so quickly. And they will have the in-person option, which is September 14th through the 17th in Salt Lake City, Utah. But for those of us that aren't able to travel, we have a virtual option. And I think I'm going to be doing the virtual option. And if you haven't been to a doTERRA convention, I really, really encourage you to try it. It's an amazing experience, and it really helps you appreciate all the work that goes into bringing these oils to us, to our homes. You learn about the artisans and the farmers and the distillers. We get to see the very first oils that are going to be released. We learn about the science. We have the scientists and the doctors and the different medical panel that comes on and educates us. We learn about the sourcing of the oils, the changes that are happening, the sustainability efforts that are taking place worldwide. You walk away feeling encouraged, inspired, motivated, grateful, grateful to have these beautiful gifts of the earth in our lives, and a lot of respect for the owners and the company that has a lot of integrity and goes above and beyond to bring us the best essential oils in the world and to make the world a better place. So something to consider for September. Now, before we conclude, I wanted to just remind you that we have a hostess program, and we don't talk about this very much, but you can be a host of a class, for 45 minutes to an hour. You can invite some friends and family to come to a class, and just for hosting, you can get some really awesome gifts. And I wanted to share those with you. And sometimes we forget about the people that we care about and how they also need support. And if we're benefiting from the oils and we're using them, we're loving them, then why not help others? Help others in our community come to get to know doTERRA and the essential oils. So you can get in touch with the person who enrolled you, and you can say, hey, I'd like to host a class. And they basically just provide everything you need: the invitation, how to invite people, samples, and then you just pick a date, you invite your friends, and you have a great and fun experience helping others with natural health. And just for being a host, you get a keychain, and you'll get these 8 empty vials so you can put your favorite oils in it. But you also get oils for each person that comes to your class. So you have 8 empty vials and the little pouch. And so if you get 4 people that come to your class, then we fill up those vials with 4 different oils. But in addition to that, if you get 3 or 4 guests, you get to choose one of these free gifts. We have a lot of different free gifts, but these are the most common and popular ones that people request. And so you get to choose one of these. If you have 5 or 6 guests come to your class, then you get to choose 2. If you have 7 or 8, then you choose 3. If somebody from your class decides they want to be a host and they want some free gifts, then you would get an additional gift. And for individuals that enroll, then you get another gift, more gifts. So there's gifts all around, and the gift selection may vary. And those that do come to your class, they do have to be qualified, which means they can't have their own doTERRA account. They have to be over 18, and they have to have the ability to get started if they choose to. So talk to the person who enrolled you and just check your calendar and see when you can schedule a class. And, in an hour, you basically can get a lot of different gifts. So wanted to mention that to you. So thank you so much for being here with me, for joining me. I hope that you find value in the information that we provide, the classes that we offer, the education that we share. If you watch this video and it's the recording through YouTube, then give it a like if you really liked it. And don't forget to subscribe and also allow notifications so that every time we upload a video, you don't miss out on any of that new information. And of course, thank you for being part of our Facebook family and being in touch with us. Always let us know your feedback. If you have questions, if you need support, if you want to learn about something specific, just make sure you share that in Facebook in the comments. I also have a group for individuals that haven't yet gotten started. They're still maybe on the fence. They're still just curious about essential oils. Well, we have a group for the public as well, and it's called the Essential Pearl Life. And feel free to join that so you can also get ongoing education. Once again, thank you for your time. I appreciate all of you, and I hope you guys have a fabulous and safe weekend. And I will see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.